It's 3rd and 9. Dolphins bringing pressure. Phillips up the middle, gets there. And Jalen Phillips has a couple of sacks on his homecoming night. What a play.
Foul. Roughing the passer on the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
That was a really, really late flag. And we'll keep this drive going. Let's go back and watch this again and see what they get Phillips for. Is that body weight on him, Terry? Terry, body weight?
Yeah, that's what they've called, Mike, and we see these often. I just don't see this as most or all his body weight. He does try to brace, maybe not as effectively as they would like to see, but I just don't. This is a normal tackle, and I just don't see how this is a foul, or should be a foul at least.
That's terrible. I mean, honestly, you could see him put his hands down to try to not land on him. It's terrible. Terry, would they ever get to the point where they allow them to take a look at something like that? Because in real time, like, that's really hard to officiate, isn't it?
They've talked about that over the years, but I just don't think that they're ready to go to a subjective judgment like that for review. And I'm sure they'll talk about it again. They'll look at all these plays and decide, is it time?
Dixon's 3rd punt of the night coming. Keelan Cole sets up at the 25-yard line. It's a line drive boot to the sideline. And there's a flag down, and they ran into Dixon, and this may give the Rams a first down on what would have been a 4th and 10. That's Brandon Bolden.
There's no foul on the play.
Crowd goes, huh? So do we.
Oh, the cadence. Geno Smith under pressure. It's picked off. It's C.J. Henderson. Much maligned quarterback comes up with the pick. Frankie Louvu again was right in Geno Smith's grill, forcing an errant throw. Let's see if there was any jump into the neutral zone. There was definitely a jump, but again, you have to be in the neutral zone when the snap comes for it to be a penalty, and apparently none deemed by the official. So Geno Smith just slung it, and C.J. Henderson came off his coverage for the pick.
Yeah, you can see Geno Smith is saying, wait a minute, they were offsides. They were in the neutral zone.
And Pete Carroll's asking about it too. Maybe they just timed it perfectly. That was when he was last a full-time starter for the Jets in 2014. Quandre Diggs could not bring Darnold down, and Sam Darnold's going to turn it into a gain as his USC teammate Uchenna Nwosu drags him out of bounds. And there is a penalty marker thrown potentially for a horse collar.
His hand gets on the nameplate as Darnold spinning around, and that is the rule right here.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's on top of the shoulder. Actually,
it's got to be a late hit, personal foul, because that wasn't a grab of the nameplate and drag.
No, I thought it was originally, but it was on top of the shoulder pad.
I think they're going to just deem him as a personal foul, late hit out of bounds, rather than a horse collar. Either way, it's an extra 15, and they spot the football at the 21-yard line, and Carolina suddenly in striking distance again.
Sam Darnold was still in bounds when he made contact.
They didn't even announce the penalty.
Here's a 3rd and 12. Pressure. White gets it away. Beautiful pass. Oh, he is jacked by Poyer. Poyer levels them, and they break it up quickly, but somehow the pass.
That was a
perfect.
dime.
Yeah.
That was a dot.
It's like that pass he had in the first half when he came back from the injury. Right, Wilson.
Wow, that was awesome by Wilson, too.
Yeah, LaFleur wanted an extra 15.
And Trubisky, he's got him. Deontay Johnson slipping on the side, but got the first down.
Marcus Peters is going to look for offensive pass interference there. You can see the stiff arm as he's coming out of the cut.
Trubisky to the end zone, and incomplete as Humphrey was watching Deontay Johnson with a flag.
Holding would be half the distance. Defensive pass interference would take this down to the 1. So this is a big call as they discuss which one they're going to go with.
pass interference offense, number 18. Pass interference defense, number 44. Those penalties offset. Replay, second down.
Keep playing it. Second down and 6. Cousins throws. Making the adjustment was Jefferson. And he stays in bounds. Finally knocked out at the 33.
Not realizing that Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson, that's happening, period. And I don't know if he was out of bounds. Oh, boy. Just looking at that replay from that angle, I wasn't so sure that he was out of bounds. I know the official was right there.
Right, play was blown dead. Let's get down, little fella.
The 16 yards picked up. Oh, he got hit after he threw it. Incomplete to Diggs.
For the top of your screen, it's legal.
Pass interference offense, number 85.
I just, well, what's he supposed to do? Well, exactly, because I don't think he's going to block the Eagle defender. I just think he's trying to find his way across.
Play action. Look out. Under pressure. Down he goes to the 20-yard line. Bilal Nichols gets to him for the sack.
Fortunately for the Rams and Baker, he's able to get the ball back.
Could have been a face mask on that, too.
Yeah.
Cole drifting and gets hit as he makes the catch, and the flag is thrown. So that was Jacob Harris coming in there and decking him and drawing the flag. Was he blocked into him is the question.
Well, definitely was. Definitely was. Teamer just pushed him right in the back into him.
Roderick Teamer. So you got a huddle here.
Catch interference. Kicking team number 84.
Holding. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Yeah, you see Carlton Davis, who they called it on 24. I guess they're going to say that he pulled Juwan Jennings down to the field. Almost looked to me like Jennings tripped. Mike, what'd you think?
Yeah, I don't think that's a strong call. I agree with you. He gets his hands on it, but I don't see a grab of the jersey and a pull to the ground. I think they could have let that go.
I thought so, too.
Pass interference on the defense, number 26.
Sante got a lot of Devontae a week ago. Had a bit of a tough time there. Does he get there early? I think they saw the little shoulder turn. Terry, would you...
It looks a little technical to me. I mean,
technical.
I'm not sure he significantly hinders him, Chris.
It's a technical foul. Throw him out.
Run sport. Vikings must get to the 48-yard line. Pressure on Cousins. Hangs on to the football. And now he's taken down. There is a flag. Penalty marker near midfield.
Holding. Defense number 31. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Vikings wanted a face mask call on Jared Davis.
They're 100% right. They missed that call. The officials.
On 2nd and 1. Mills with time, taking a shot for Moore on the sideline, reaching out, and he makes a spectacular grab. Chris Moore snared it with the right hand, and the Texans are in business.
Texans are going fast, but watch at the last second. Fading out to the sidelines, but you see what he did, Kevin? He saved the quarterback some space and made it all those tick marks on the sideline out there. You want to save that space, that ladder, if you will.
Moore is going to the ground. He has to maintain control, and you're going to watch the ball hit the ground, and his right hand is going to come off the ball. It's loose. It's touching the ground as part of that process. To me, that's an incomplete pass. I thought there was enough to change it.
Fearless in the pocket. Fires outside, and the fans wanted a flag on Darius Williams. It looked like he did have his arm around Robert Woods, but no call.
Very handsy, and you got away with one right in front of the Titans bench. So you're looking at it, does shift them a little bit. Not a whole lot of contact, but enough to draw a flag, I believe.
Neutral zone infraction, defense, number 54.
Watch Deontay Johnson. He flexes. They're going to call it on Bowser, but I think Johnson flexes a little bit first. Not that it's going to have an influence.
He did. You're right.
Not that it's going to have an influence on Bowser, because Bowser flexed and made a core 4 move, so that's what the officials saw, but
Yes.
I think Johnson got away with one in the slot.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 24.
Watch the core 4 right here. He's going to come up with an extra hit on Peters right at the sideline. Watch that. Gets a little shoulder into it. Doesn't take him to the ground, but gets a little shoulder in there. And it's the reaction of Marcus Peters coming back that draws the penalty.
First down.
As Johnson, as he's running up the field, takes his eyes off the ball, digs in a little bit more, then looks back up and catches the ball. Here's the big hit, the roughing the passer. I don't think it's the hit. I think it's the fact that he lands on top of him and drives him into the ground. Matabike didn't take extra steps, but they've tried saying that you can't drive a quarterback into the ground. That was part of the rule.
And he released after the hit.
Take a look here. So that ball, as Mike said, it never hits the ground. But take a look. You see his right knee down. There's clearly contact with Fred Warner.
But is that possession?
Let's see. He's got, yeah, it's really close. It's all going to be determined of when they feel like Russell Gage took possession of the ball. Was that right knee still on the ground?
With the knee down, you'll see the right knee go to the ground there.
Right.
Now it's a matter, if he's got control there, then he is down by contact.
Right.
Short of the goal line.
Yeah, so this one might, I think the completion is pretty clear, don't you think, Mike? I think now it's just a matter of, I don't think it's going to be a touchdown. They might mark that ball short. What do you think, halfway inside the 1?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the question. I mean, it's the ball never really got to the ground, so it's got to be a completion. So it's just a matter not of whether they think the knee was down. And again, controls the issue.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
All right, so I guess I feel like possession didn't come until that right knee was off.
There you go.
Either that or they, at this point, just didn't care.
Now they're in position for these meaningful games in December.
Vikings can clinch the division with a win today as Goff takes off. Not enough. Down at the 30, but a flag.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 39.
It was a late slide by Jared Goff, but it was a slide nonetheless. And you have to figure out, you're Chandon Sullivan, as soon as you start going, don't go for contact. You notice the slide, try to go over him so that if you do make contact, it looks like it's unintentional.
How hard is that to do at the last second?
Extremely difficult. What I'm saying is very, very difficult to try and execute. But it's, you know, you're almost in a lose-lose situation at that point.
And it's demoralizing.
Brady lofting one, corner of the end zone, and nobody there. Godwin, the closest receiver.
You can see Brady, he's lighting the official up. He thought Jimmy Ward got too much contact and kind of threw Chris Godwin off his route. Take a look here at Jimmy Ward. See that contact? That's what Brady's yelling for. He ran right off to that official in the back corner. He didn't get the call, and they got no choice but to go for it here on 4th down.